Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Zuga RS here, and I know it's been an extremely long time since my last guide, but I'm back and I'm hoping to make more guides. So yeah, I decided to start off with a Barrows guide. This is going to be a low to medium leveled Barrows guide, so I hope you guys enjoy. Now on to everybody's favourite bit, the guide, the quest requirements. Now there's only two quests that you need to complete in order to access Barrows, and that is Priest in Peril and Nature Spirit. The three below that is what I recommend, which goes to Ahoy in search of the Marquee and Desert Treasure. I recommend these because this will make the journey to Barrows shorter and therefore you get more trips in. Now for the low level gear setup, you're going to want the gear and inventory that I have in this picture. It's a Mystic Hat, God Cloak, a Glory. You're going to want arrows, Slayer Staff, Rune Body and Rune Legs. You're going to want a God Book, Mystic Boots and Mystic Gloves, and a Dueling Ring. And on the inventory side of things, you're going to want 4 prayer potions, you're going to want a melee weapon, which I suggest a dragon skin, you're going to want your range gear, 3 items, blue dragon hide, and a magic shortbow. Then you're going to want the 4 bottom items to be your 2 runes, spade, and your ectophial. Now for the medium level gear, you're just going to want to change up everything you just saw to a higher level version. For example, I've changed my helm and I've upgraded it to a Berserker helm. I've changed my body and my legs to Darok rather than Rune. I've got Dragon Boots, I've got Adamant Gloves, I've got an Ivan Staff. And in inventory, I've pretty much left the same except for the Black Dragon Hide and the Crystal Bow, along with the Saradomin Sword, and obviously the new runes for the new spell. I've left it with Swordfish because Swordfish does just fine and it's cheap food for me. And yeah. Now for the journey. You're going to want to empty your X-File onto the floor and you're going to wait for it to get automatically refilled. And you're going to want to run west all the way along here until you reach Canfis. You're going to go past the graves that you entered the experiments by. You're going to go past the Freckestring Castle, whatever it's called from that quest. You're going to pass the Slayer Master until you reach Canfis. Now at this point I'm usually out of energy like I am in the video, so I stop off at the bank and drink a few energy potions so I'm back up at 100% energy, just to make that journey that extra few minutes quicker. Gonna withdraw my Swordfish. I'm gonna go down here, which is the trap door, and to use this trap door you're going to need to do the quest in search of the Marquee. Which is why I recommend you to do that. You're going to walk all the way along here, open the doors, and get outside. You're going to cross the bridge on the tree, and once you've selected cross bridge, don't know really why I spammed it, it's going to automatically walk you across, and when you're down the other side you're going to run as south as you can until you see this boat. Once you see the boat, just click board. You'll board the boat and you'll automatically be taken downstream. Cross the bridge to the east and you should be at Barrows. Now once you're at Barrows, you should see 6 main hills. Under each of the hills is a different Barrows brother, and as you see on screen I've named them for you. And I like to do my Barrows brothers in a particular order. I like to do Darok, then Arim, then Karil, then Guthin, then Torag, and then Varak. Now you're ready to start Barrows. Like I said, I like to start with Darok because it tends to be the hardest. It tends to be the one that can genuinely one-hit you if you're not praying. So when your focus is high, I suggest you do Darok first. Do just like I did. Make sure your autocast is ready. Dig on top of his mound and then pray melee and search the sarcophagus. Once you've finished, just exit and move on to your next one, which is Arim. Switch to your range gear for Arim, and unfortunately this was my tunnel, so I couldn't show you how to kill Arim, but it's pretty much the same. All you got to do is kill it with the ranged. So since that was my tunnel, I'm moving on to Karil, and I'm gonna get my mage gear back on, and I'm gonna use mage against Karil. And the other 4 brothers are just melee based, so I'm going to do exactly like I did for Darok. And I'll be back when you're in the tunnels. One thing I forgot to mention, guys, was when I say use your mage gear, I do mean use your Darrows. I know that sounds weird, but the Ivan staff, the Slayer staff, the Trident of the Seas, the whatever else there is, has a really high magic accuracy, which means you don't actually need a high magic bonus. So using this equipment does work perfectly, so forget about it. Now you've killed all the other 5 brothers, return to the mound in which your tunnel was, which mine was a rim. So I'm going to go back to a rim, and I'm going to put my melee gear on. And I'm going to go into the tunnels, and this is the map of the tunnels. You can't actually see your mini-map whilst you're in the tunnels because it's just the way it is, but this is what the map is. There's 4 ladder rooms, and there's 1 chest room which is in the middle. There's 4 outer tunnels which lead to the other ladder rooms, and you basically just got to find your way to the middle. There's certain doors inside the tunnel that you can't actually pass through, so the doors that you can pass through will basically lead you to the chest room. On the way there are monsters such as the skeletons, the crypt rats, the bloodworms and the crypt spiders. You basically got to kill these to gain kill count, and I advise getting a 14 kill count. Or 13 kill count, as those have been proven to be the best and give the best rune rewards. So get a 13 or 14 kill count, bearing in mind the brothers count, so when you get to the chest room you will kill a brother and that will boost your kill count by 1. However, the brothers can spawn randomly after passing through a door, so say you pass through a door, a brother could spawn on you right there and then, so you got to be on focus at all times. Now it's time to open the chest and face the final brother if you haven't faced him already. Now what I'm doing here is I'm waiting for the face to pop up, the translucent face to pop up on my screen before I drink my prayer potion. Like now, the face has popped up, so I'll drink my prayer potion after that. Because every time that face pops up, your prayer drains, so I'm trying to get the maximum use out of that prayer dose. As soon as I've opened that chest, that Arim is going to spawn. And I'm going to kill Arim, and then I'm going to search the chest once more to claim my reward. And as you see, I managed to get through the whole Barrows run just using 4 doses of a prayer potion, and that's very efficient for a medium to low level player. Now I've killed Arim, I'm going to open the chest, and in this chest I got quite lucky. I got a Varax Prasad, which isn't bad, it's worth about 200 or 300k. I'm going to collect my reward, and I'm going to run the same direction that I came from back out to my ladder. If I didn't have the supplies to do another run, I'd just teleport out using my ectophile, but I do. I have a lot of food and a lot of prayer potions left, so I'm going to make my way out to the ladder I came from. I hope you guys enjoyed my guide. I hope it wasn't too long for you, and I hope you stayed tuned all the way, because there's one thing I forgot to mention. When you get to the door that leads to the chest room, there will be a puzzle, and you will have to answer this puzzle. There's various different types of puzzle, but I'll have all the answers in the description box below. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed the guide and I hope it helped. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more guides.